to LSU together. And the reason he was looking like that is because, first of all, he knew the guy was lying. And second of all, like, to say that in an interview is like um PR death. You know what I mean? So when they say he sounded zesty, it is because of the way it came out. Well, I think he rubbernecking while he's saying it. You know, like, I think I'm the catch. It's his mannerisms. I mean, if he had been like sitting there looking like Hink and was like, "Yo, she caught a dub," or she got her a good man or a real man, it'd have been different. But to just sit there and be like, I'm the cat, I feel like I'm the catch, that's female verbiage to me. So I'm not used to that, but I'm from the country. Men don't talk like that where I'm from. So like when my dad would talk about my mom and him getting together, he was like, she knows she got her a boss. Your mom know. That's why we together. We've been together 50 plus years. So I'm the catch. That's just like some a girl would say. I've never heard a man say that like that before. It's always been females. So
You know, what's the difference between someone saying that I'm the catch and I'm really great in finances? I'm the best when it comes to
it's all
finances
in
in
how
a
you
relationship.
say it. I'm huge on how people say things and how people deliver things.
I don't think he said it anyway. He just said he was the catch. The same way as if he would say that I'm good at finances. Like I make better financial decisions in a relationship.
Okay, so but that's a verb. That's an action. He's being descriptive when he says he's a catch. So if you're good at, I don't know, he could have been talking about segs or whatever. You know, I don't like to say that word on the air. That's a verb. That's something you physically can do. Self description, but it's a double standard with men and women. Y'all have double standards too, just like women do. The double standard is men talk about themselves in a certain way, and saying you a catch is just weird to me. It doesn't. I mean, it's that's a double standard. That's I'm a catch. Like I hear um my homosexual homeboys say that all the time. So it's not like I'm going off of bias. I'm just saying there's a different way he could have said it for me.
Well, he was asked a question, and I think it was in relation to what happened as far as how did they meet. And so he was
Hmm.
just saying that he was the catch. He's not walking around saying I'm the catch, I'm the catch, I'm the catch. It was tied into the
No, but he
conversation.
did it on
So like, does that
a
make
world renowned show. Like this is a big huge show, and he that's the verbiage he decided to use. I felt like he could have used a different verb. Whether he feels like he the catch or not, that's on him. That's between them. I feel like the way he said it and the way he was like, "Oh, I was trying to resist her," all of that was like he might as well made his girl seem thirsty on national TV. And when you're a celebrity, you can't do certain things like that's Simone Biles. He's who he is, so they have to be careful how they present themselves. That's all I was saying about it. But hey,
well
who am
on
I?
I'm in it with this, and I'm gonna come back to you, but I think somebody on the panel said that he's in the NFL. That's Jonathan Owens.
I know.
So he has the image too that
That's
he.
what I said. Both of them, they're a celebrity
Okay,
couple.
all
Yeah.
right, go ahead, Luis. What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I want to kind of start off on a very basic kind of level. Um, I would like to think that women still date up. I would still like to think that women typically want a man who's better than them. And when men die in their marriages, everything gets left and inherited to the woman. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he carved out for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm curious to know who are the women who are raising their young boys to be losers, who are not raising their young boys to be winners, to strive for more for themselves. Because society outside definitely won't celebrate them. So I'm curious to know what type of programming is being told to young people to feel like they can't themselves, reach great heights or become a prize. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like what where you're humbling young men and young black men from the day that they're born, even before they reach a certain level of greatness or pedal. So I'm still under the assumption that, you know what I'm saying, that men are still pursuing women. You know what I'm saying? Like men are still approaching women, shooting their shot. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to catch them. You know what I'm saying? In whatever, space it may be, whether it's virtual or whether it's, physical. I'm still under the assumption that men are still approaching women and them approaching them to catch them for a relationship or an engagement, right? It just sounds to me that we tend to kind of sit on the sidelines and look at society. We want men to be mediocre. That's what I get. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes can no longer kind of celebrate themselves or celebrate who they are or whatever milestone they might hit. Like we've gotten to a point today that I feel like we are okay with mediocre. And we kind of switched the paradigm where we're giving even women participation trophies just for showing up. I look, the whole catch and prize thing, like I never grew up hearing any of that. Like that's like Gen Z, model language. Like I've never understood that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I would think that, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And if that man is in pursuit of a relationship, then what I'm saying, he found himself a good thing. I mean, I know that it came off a little bit like his bravado was kind of like lax, right? Because I mean, who's to really say that he genuinely didn't know who she was? You know what I'm saying? Like I find that dudes spend a lot of time, in the weight room and training and preparing themselves that they don't spend a whole lot of time. I didn't know who she was until after a year that she won. And then that's when I noticed her. But she wasn't always constantly in the feed. Like her name was in my ear. But like I would agree that a lot of a lot of men at that time, weren't really like checking. They saw it, but they weren't like really deep investigating. You know what I'm saying? And into her credit, and her accomplishments, which she would need to be highlighted. But when we're talking about the context of a relationship, all that stuff is extra. That's all accolades, it's all degrees and stuff like that. We're talking about the two people who came together and after all the smoke was cleared, found a way to create a relationship and then take the steps to go into marriage. Their approach, whether you like it or not, may be unorthodox, but they found each other. And I find that a lot of people who had a lot of smoke and a lot of vitriol, you know what I'm saying, were people who are single and miserable. Because, you know what I'm saying, for me, I'm looking at it from the perspective, I'm celebrating the unionship of this young couple who didn't put pride and ego to a side and decided to come together and make something great, right? We're focusing too much on the hierarchy and the dynamic of who's catch, who's prize, and stuff like that. And I agree with the sister who made the sentiment that the unionship or the relationship is really the grand prize, right? And I think if they, if that interview didn't happen, a lot of people who claim to care, they wouldn't have really cared about their unionship or their relationship. They wouldn't have taken a moment to celebrate that. But they're quick to celebrate and tear down whether somebody misspoke or whether somebody said something, ooh, like he can't let her, you know what I'm saying? She can't let him do this and that. Like it's fueled with, vitriol. And honestly, people are out here and they want their pound of flesh. They don't care where they get it from. So I'll yield right there.